You keep getting disappointed in life because you are setting expectations rather than setting standards. And today we're going to talk about the difference in those, the different energy that those two emit, and ultimately how setting standards is going to get you what it is that you want in life with a whole lot more peace and a whole lot less disappointment. If you're new to my channel, what's up? My name is Carly. I am a mindset and a life upgrade mentor. I teach you how to start getting what you want in life by rewiring your thought patterns and changing your internal belief systems about yourself to be in alignment with the life that you want, because everything that you want in life starts with an internal identity shift first. Your external reality is matching what is going on internally, so you want to make sure that whatever is going on internally is in alignment with what it is that you ultimately desire. So when it comes to expectations versus standards, this just kind of clicked in my head one day, and when it did, it literally altered my brain chemistry, and I'm so excited to give that same aha realization moment back to you because it truly was such a game changer in my life. When it comes to expectation, you are projecting how you want somebody else to treat you, how you want somebody to meet your wants and your needs. You are putting that onto somebody else. And when they fall short of that thing, then you are left feeling disappointed, let down. Oh, why couldn't they show up for me in the way that I needed, etc., etc. When it comes to setting standards, you are saying, this is my prerequisite for what it takes to be in my life. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is the type of treatment that I demand and the standard that I set for treatment in my life. And if you cannot rise to meet those, then you simply are not in my life. Think about the energetic difference in the two of those, right? Expectation is you are looking for something external. It even has the prefix X on it, right? You're looking for something external, like you're putting that onto somebody else, and that's giving your power away. It's basically saying, oh, if you're not meeting my expectations, then I'm going to feel let down. No, that's like giving power away in your own life. When you set standards for yourself, that is you reclaiming your power in your life. You're saying, like, this is my life. This is what I require. These are my wants. These are my needs. This is my demanding of treatment. And if you cannot even meet those, then you will not be in my life and there will be no loss to me, because if you can't meet those things, then I'm not going to feel any loss. Like, you just simply are not in the caliber or in the energetic alignment of being in my life. When you have an expectation for somebody and then they don't meet it and then you feel negatively about that, like, don't get me wrong, okay? Sometimes it can be disheartening or disappointing if you get involved with somebody and then ultimately it doesn't end up working out. But if you are like really getting down bad because somebody could not give you what it is that you deserve in your wants and your needs, and you're over here like, oh, well, like, why couldn't they be that thing? What's wrong with me? Why couldn't they be the person that I needed them to be? Like, you are completely diminishing your level of self-concept and your self-worth and you being on the pedestal, because somebody who's on the pedestal and somebody who really sees the high value in themselves and knows their worth is not really concerned if somebody else can't see it or somebody else can't meet them to give them what it is that they're worth. This is why it's so important to have some level of standards set when it comes to getting involved with people. And I'm telling you right now, I am somebody who used to not have any standards set at all. I would get involved with people romantically who literally gave me no indication that they could meet the standards of what it is that I wanted and I needed, but I saw what I wanted them to be in my own mind and projected my own expectation onto them. And then when they fell short of my projected expectation, I took that very personally, or I took that as like, oh, what's wrong with me? And I was left feeling very disappointed by the other person because they could not meet my projected expectation of what it is that I wanted and I needed from them. But the reality is they did not disappoint me more than I disappointed myself by projecting an unrealistic expectation that they never even gave me an indication of that they could meet. If I had standards set in place of, hey, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I require, this is the standard of treatment that I demand in my life, then I would have been able to quickly suss out whether or not a lot of the people that I was disappointed by, I would have been able to get rid of them like way earlier on than me just continuously disappointing myself or waiting around to see and hope and pray that they would ever give me the expectation that I was projecting onto them, which, newsflash, they never did. I'm really passionate about this one because I did have an awakening to standards about a year and a half ago, and before that, I was getting fucked over. And it wasn't until I started applying, my own standards and non-negotiables, that it was a huge game changer for me in my romantic relationships. But the truth about standards is this doesn't even have to be romantic. This can be platonic. This can be in your friendships as well. Like I have standards of treatment in my friendships. So with that being said, when it comes to setting standards, you need to really get clear on what it is that you want and that you need and what it is that you are looking for at this point in your life. And you need to be really unapologetic about what those things are. I think a lot of times when it comes to setting standards, people are almost afraid that it's going to close them off too much of like, oh, if I set these really selective standards, then this one person that I meet is outside of the standards. Like, what if I'm shutting out a really good person? And it's like, okay, but setting standards, the whole point of that is like the person that's not able to meet your standards can still be a really, really good person. And maybe you can have them in your life in another category and sector. But if they're outside of your standards of what you want and need, why would you get involved with it in the first place? It's almost this feeling of being too selective is going to make you too closed off to things, but that's not the case, okay? And that's not the perspective to look at it as. You are not closing yourself off to a smaller group. You are opening yourself up to the group of people who are actually going to be able to meet your standards. And again, if somebody falls outside of your standards of what they can give you or what it is that you need, it doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're like shunning them to the ends of the world. It just means, okay, I'm not going to get involved with you in a way that I already know that you are not meeting what it is that I want and need in my standards. And in doing that, you are literally, number one, standing on the business of your own standards, which feels really badass. And number two, you are saving yourself and protecting your peace. You are saying, I know myself. I know what it is that I want and what it is that I truly desire. And I'm not going to entertain anything that is not that. And as you do that over time, you start to really develop a positive relationship with yourself. You have heightened self-worth. You have heightened self-value because you are not putting yourself beneath what it is that you know that you want and what you deserve. Like truly, one of the quickest ways to improve your relationship with yourself is to set standards and stick to them. That is you putting you above anything else. And it stops the whole expectation disappointment battle because you're no longer projecting false expectations onto somebody that you weren't even really sure that they could meet them anyway. You're also using the time where you're setting your standards to get to know yourself. You're really asking yourself, okay, what is it that I want and need and expect? And those things are going to be high up there on the pedestal. So now you've asked yourself the question, like, what do I really want? What do I really need? And then you stick to those. And by sticking to those over time, number one, you build a better relationship with yourself because you are staying true to what it is that you have set your standards to be. And you are attracting people of a higher caliber who are going to fit within the realm of your standards. And you know, by having those standards, you are protecting yourself from anything that does not meet them. So to summarize, expectation, disempowering. Setting standards, empowering. Set your standards, get clear on what you want and what you need and what you truly desire out of your life. Hold true to those standards and watch how things in your 3D reality respond to these high standards that you have set for yourself. So that is what I got for y'all today. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really hope that something in this one clicked for you like it did for me when I had this awakening in my life. As always, if you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments. I get back to everybody who leaves a comment on my videos, and I will see you in the next one.